Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your July bonus reading. This month, we are going to jump right in here. You have this full moon in Capricorn. It says the end of a tough cycle approaches. You have this third quarter moon. It says adjustments are required. So again, this looks amazing. It kind of makes sense to me that things are probably going to be going well for you this month. I think that, it is a pretty good month for fire signs in general. And, there could be a lot of just good stuff going on for you. So definitely like that for you, Aries. The adjustments are required card. Everybody has to be willing to adjust at this time. Like if we start, I've been saying this for 2 years now, at least, that if we start something, that like the first way we try something is probably not going to work. We have to be willing to be flexible. We have to try new things. We have to be willing to move in new directions, and we just have to adjust. And if we do that, we will be very successful, Aries. But let's jump right in here. This looks amazing. And sorry, this is a new deck. New decks just, for whatever reason, they stick flat to the table. But you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence. This first card is how you are entering into the Celtic cross. And the Nine of Pentacles is about creating heaven on earth. Now, the amazing thing is that you have the Ten of Pentacles in the area of what's on your mind. So it's like things could be going well, or it's like you could be making things go well with the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles would be about like taking it to that final step. It's like really creating a life worth living. And I feel a lot of you could be really focused on that. She is training her focus with this this Falcon right here, and I feel like you are focused on the energy around you. It's kind of like I get this feeling of like locking in somewhere. I don't know what to say there, Aries. It's like a locked-in feeling, but good. But I feel like it has to do with your environment. Sometimes I feel if we're like in a good environment, obviously, then things go better in our lives. And it really wouldn't surprise me, with Jupiter going into your fourth house, wouldn't surprise me if you were moving or traveling. Also, just wouldn't surprise me, again, you don't have to move with Jupiter in your fourth. You can just upgrade your environment. You can change your home up. You can create a more positive environment, especially with Cancer. Jupiter loves Cancer. And so definitely I think that Jupiter in Cancer is extra positive for everyone, right? But it's definitely going to be positive for you in the home. I also do feel like an increase in your finances. There's some sort of creative opportunity coming in for you. I think this is something you're thinking about. Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. I think there could be a big opportunity that you're planning or have been planning for a while. And if that's you, do it. Looks amazing. You have the Ten of Wands as your crossing energy. I definitely feel Aries needs to be careful of other people's BS, right? The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you, and it doesn't have to be bad. The Ten of Wands also doesn't have to be bad, because the Ten of Wands also says the end of a tough cycle approaches. He's about to reach his home in the background. He's about to have a harvest. So personally, I like the Ten of Wands, but at the same time, all those wands are right in front of his face. Like, he can't see how close he is to reaching his goal. And so what this could say is that it's like you are very close, but at the same time, it could say that you have your own responsibilities, but maybe also you're carrying some other people's responsibilities. And it just says you need to look at everything you're doing, and you need to say, does this belong to me or not? And if it doesn't belong to you, you need to get rid of it, plain and simple, right? It's a bad time for obligations. I think we all need to be careful of like what obligations we're holding on to, whose obligations we're carrying and things like that. And the answer should be only ours. That's it. Only the obligations that belong to us. And if you do that, I do feel that there could be a lot of clarity coming in for you. You could be seeing how close you are to accomplishing something very quickly. Next, in the area of what's on your mind, you have this Ten of Pentacles, which is amazing. I really like this because, first off, to accomplish our Ten of Pentacles, we have to see it first. We have to understand and we have to know what it looks like first. And then we can accomplish it. Because it's like, if you don't know what you want, how can you have it, right? When you are very clear on what your legacy is. Ten of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. When you understand what that looks like, then you can start working towards it. So, this, like, again, I think this is very good because I feel you are understanding exactly what you want. The other thing that I'm getting here is I feel you're downloading like a lot of information, or you're getting information this month that is kind of like helping you accomplish this. There's a little no meaning to the Ten of Pentacles that it can represent hidden or secret information. And it's not really hidden or secret. It's just that, maybe we don't know that it exists. It's like, it's like maybe you have a business and maybe there's a book that exists that could like take your business to the next level. But if you don't know that the business or that the book exists, then it's hidden and secret. And so the Ten of Pentacles says seek out information that can help you. And this could be through books, through using YouTube. It could be through anything. But I would definitely be doing my research if I were you, Aries, because there's going to be a lot of success. Ten of Pentacles is amazing for money. This is a very positive money reading. There's like some sort of opportunity or something that you're thinking about. I feel it. It doesn't really show up in the reading. It's more intuitive that I feel that for you. And I think this is something you've been planning for a while. And I would just go for it, Aries, plain and simple. Next, in your foundation, you have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is about needing to let go of things that no longer serve you. I feel like something has served its purpose, and now there's something better coming in for you. I really don't feel like saying anything on this card, if I'm being honest. It's like, I think it's a very cut and dry energy that I'm getting off of this card for you, Aries. It's like something has served its purpose and it's done. And now you're ready to move on to the next thing, whether you realize it or not. And so I kind of feel it's saying don't be afraid if you're letting something go. The other thing is, it's like sometimes I think we lose something that we really didn't enjoy in the first place. And sorry, my leg itches. So if you're wondering why am I bending over, it's to scratch my leg. But again, I think that some of you, it's like you could be letting go of something that you really don't want anyway. It's like how many, I'm sure you've all had an experience with either yourself or a person where it's like they complain about a job nonstop and then they lose the job and they complain about losing the job. But it's like you didn't want the job in the first place, right? So that's kind of like the feeling I get here. I'm not saying you're losing something like that important, but it just seems to me like you're finding something better, right? Maybe that's a better way to put it. Next, in the area of of your past position, you have this Moth Spirit. It says surrender now. You have this Whale Spirit. It says trust in the great mystery. Yes, it's like sometimes it's a mystery as to why we have to release things. I also feel like it's almost like you're no longer being asked to surrender. I feel like you've had to make a lot of sacrifices over the years, Aries. I feel like you have done, and the other thing as well, Aries, is I feel like I hear a lot of you saying I did the right thing. It's like a lot of, I think there are a lot of situations in your life where you like made the mature decision and maybe you got nothing for it, right? Maybe it's like maybe you made the right decision or were the bigger person and in different situations in your life. I have a lot of that swirling around in my brain right now, and I think you've had a lot of those situations, but I think that is over, which is good. It's like no longer are you going to have to deal with that. You have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords, resting, relaxing, recovering. I told you at the beginning of the year to charge your batteries for the second half of this year, because you're definitely one of the signs that's going to be blasting off, like starting now. Even though we have a Mercury retrograde, it doesn't matter. I still think even through the retrograde, you're going to be making a lot of progress. I really don't think this is that big of a deal, this retrograde. I do think it's reminding us of what we went through between like November and May. We had all those other retrogrades, non-stop retrogrades from basically November till May practically. And, again, this Mercury retrograde is happening in the same place as the Mars retrograde that we had in Leo. So I think in a lot of ways it could be reminding us of what we went through. And, I really don't think it's that big of a deal is what I'm trying to say. Next, in the area of your very near future, sorry, I'm stuttering today, you have this choose yourself today. It says do not deny your importance. Yes. You have this card that says pull yourself close. It says every part of your being is deserving of love. Yeah, I think everybody should be like practicing self-love more at this time. We are in a very heart-based time, and so we really have to care and nurture for ourselves. And you have that Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. She really nurtures and cares for herself, and because of that, she gets what she wants. And, it's really important with the Nine of Pentacles that you nurture yourself. It's very important that you, practice doing the nicer things for yourself. Then things will go very well. You have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, a card of conviction. It says when you know that something's for you, it's for you. When you believe something deep down inside. So again, the Seven of Wands, we really have to believe something deep down inside to get it. And that's kind of what I feel here with this Seven of Wands. I also feel like you're much more prepared for something than you think. He feels like he had to rush out of his home. He has a shoe and a boot on his foot because he feels like he wasn't prepared to defend his position at the top of the hill. But he is as ready as he's going to be, and he has no choice. So I feel like saying ready or not here, Aries. Like something is coming in for you, ready or not. It could be love for some of you. It's funny that you also have the Knight of Swords here as well, because the Knight of Swords is coming up in the area of your closest relationships. So it kind of gives me the vibes of like ready or not, here they come, But I think it's a good thing. I don't think this is bad, and even though it's a Mercury retrograde, doesn't matter. People always bring that up. They're like, "How dare you tell people to date during Mercury retrograde?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's like the universe isn't sitting around watching you date people, saying like, oh, this person was meant to be the love of their life, but they're dating during a retrograde, so I have to ruin it." That doesn't happen. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Plain and simple. Doesn't matter if Mercury's retrograde, your little sister's in retrograde. I don't care, right? So you need to. Again, I would not prevent yourself from dating, especially if a person's coming in. Next, in your outcome row, you have this lone wolf card. It says, listen to your inner wolf and embrace your sacred wild nature that thirsts for freedom. Nine of Pentacles is very independent, and we have two more cards here. I'm just going to start with this one. So again, I think you are could be very independent at this time, and you could be like living your own life, which is fine. You also have this inner goddess. It says, express your divine feminine energy and loving wisdom will transform your life. You have this delicate rose. It says, be willing to honestly say what you feel, no matter how terrifying it may seem. Yeah, ready or not. So I think it's time to open up here, and you will get what you want, Aries, so I would go for it. Next, in the area of the next few months, you have this Ace of Wands. Yeah, Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning. And I think the next, if you are getting into a connection, I feel like the next few months are going to be very important for that connection. The thing about the Ace of Wands is that it can go both ways. Ace of Wands can be a flash in the pan. It can be a fly-by-night connection. It can be something that doesn't last for a long time. But now if you feed the fire with the Ace of Wands, then it will last forever. And so I feel for a lot of you, it's kind of like up to you, especially if you're getting into a connection. Now, here's the other thing as well. This could be very good. You might be thinking, like, I don't want a flash in a pan connection. But, as I always say, this is why I encourage people to date during retrogrades. Because if a person is going to screw up, they're going to screw up right away during a retrograde. So it might be a flash in the pan, but instead of waiting 6 months or a year and dating a person for that long, you find out right away with the Mercury retrograde that they're a bozo. So I would encourage you to date at this time if you're looking for love, or if you have your eye on a person. I would give it a go, because I think that if it's meant to be, it'll last, plain and simple. If it's not, it's going to be ruined right away. But that's a good thing, because then you're not wasting a bunch of time. The other thing I'm getting here is that I feel that there's something very creative that's like in the back of your mind, or something you've been thinking about. You have like an announcement. I feel like I said this in your last reading, Aries. There is definitely something that you have not announced yet, and this might not be true for all of you, but for some of you, it's like there's something that hasn't come out yet. Not really a secret, but it's definitely going to be something that changes your life. For some of you might be pregnant. Maybe you haven't told people yet. You could also be pregnant with an idea. Like a plan or something that you're going to do in your life. I don't know. Whatever this is, I see a lot of success with it, with that Ten of Pentacles, so love it. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have this Knight of Swords. Something very quick. Again, I think this moves very quickly, even with the retrograde. I don't think it matters. Again, the thing to think about is you also have to look at what house the retrograde is happening in for you. So, just because it's Mercury retrograde, depending on where it's happening in your chart, it might not necessarily be affecting your relationship status, right? For most Aries, I think it's happening in your 8th house. So, but again, you're going to have to look at your own chart. And what I would say here is that, might not have really be affecting connections, but I do think there could be a person coming in very quickly. I definitely feel this is a here's the other thing as well. It's like, I feel like this person really likes you. I kind of feel that maybe what you're used to is you being the person that puts all the work in. I feel like this person really likes you, and it's like maybe they're not really rushing, but maybe they're just like actually putting the work in, and it feels like they're rushing because they're the one that's putting the work in instead of you. And so I don't know, that could be nice. I feel like you meet this person in public as well. Some of you already know who this person is, or you already have your eye on this person. For some of you, I don't know, I'm getting a million messages here, Aries. For some of you, I feel like you're a little bit nervous because maybe you feel like you're going to be out of control with this person. Like, I don't mean that in a bad way, just maybe you feel like you can't control yourself being around this person or something, but I don't know. I would go for it. It looks really good to me. I also feel this is very good for those of you in work or business. It's like you could be getting a lot of help or assistance here. You could be setting up a lot of help or assistance as well for yourself, which is good. Next, in the area of your future feelings, in love, obviously. So, if you're looking for a love connection, this is clearly a very solid love connection. Definitely a perfect match. I think this is something that'll make you very happy, that'll bring a lot of joy, peace, just everything good, is what I feel here, Aries. I feel very good about this. It could be a Gemini. It could be a person who has Gemini in their chart as well. So, take it how it resonates, but it could be a perfect match. The lovers, I'm hearing something about the long road or something like that, or it's like you're about to go on this long road, but this is like a good thing. In a lot of ways, I feel like you're about to go on this like lifelong journey, but this is not a bad thing. This is like very good. It's like 10 of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. It's something that you will do forever. It's kind of like how I view astrology, right? It's like astrology is a lifelong learning thing. It's like, if you wanted to learn about you could learn astrology and study it for many lifetimes, I think. There's like so much you can learn. There's so many different types of astrology that you can learn as well. And there's so many little like aspects and things like that you can learn about, right? And so it's almost like that's what I feel for you, Aries, is that some of you could be falling in love with a lifelong passion here. And that could be very good for you because it could be something that turns into a business and something that clearly is going to make you very successful. So I love that. Your outcome is the Ace of Pentacles. Really solid love opportunity if you want love. Ace of Pentacles is a path to marriage. So again, if this is love, it would be a very solid love opportunity. If this is business, same thing. It's like something that you're going to be nurturing. And again, we see a lot of this nurturing energy in this reading. So I kind of feel like nurturing something into existence is definitely going to lead to a lot of success for you here. And just looks amazing, Aries. Love it. With the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles. You've worked very hard for this opportunity, is what I also feel like saying. It's like, and again, this could be that thing you're thinking about that you're kind of keeping under wraps or whatever here, Aries. And so, there could be an opportunity that you've been on a long road for, right? So, I don't know. This could be something that you have been really kind of like going for. I almost feel like this is something that's going to make you feel emotional as well. It's like if you work really hard for something and then you get it, it absolutely could lead to a burst of emotions. And, I think you've worked really hard for this opportunity. With the 10 of Pentacles, you have the Emperor, you showing up. Yes, this is very good. Whenever you show up as yourself, it's very good. Puts you in a position of power and strength, allows you to get what you want from the reading. But showing up as yourself in the area of what's on your mind, it kind of says you're putting yourself first. I actually feel this reading is saying, that really, I do think it is a time where we should put ourselves first. We should make sure that we're nurturing ourselves, that we're taking care of ourselves, that we're doing the right things for ourselves, that we're, healing ourselves and being kind to ourselves. And, the list goes on and on there. With the 5 of Cups, here you go. You have the Lovers. Isn't it interesting that if he turns around, he sees 2 cups? I feel like there is a very solid love thing coming in here for you. It's almost like it's divinely guided. This is your higher self angel divinely guiding these 2 people together. People, the other thing that's popping into my head here is people might not understand this connection if you're getting into a connection. But again, they're not... unless they're, I always say, like, unless you're willing to invite them into the bedroom with you and your partner, then they shouldn't be part of your relationship, plain and simple, right? I don't listen to anyone, if I'm in a relationship, I don't listen to anyone that I wouldn't invite into the bedroom, which is nobody, right? So I only have 2 hands, 1 mouth, right? So it's like, I can only handle so much. And plus, I get overwhelmed very easily. So if I had more than 2, I would probably pass out, right? And so that's my rule with the Lovers, and there you go. With the 4 of Swords, you have the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, happy home, happy family. It's like, I do feel like some sort of change here in your vision. This is not a bad thing. It's like you're making something real, is what I feel. The 10 of Cups can be a little bit of a dream. It might not be real. It's existing above their heads, and they need to bring it down to earth. So for some of you, it's almost like you are, maybe you're being honest with yourself. It's like sometimes I think we can have a dream that we need to make realistic, and maybe that's what you're doing. So that's good. With the 7 of Wands, you have the 3 of Wands. You're definitely ready to expand. Anything that is requiring you to expand at this time, Aries, I think you're ready. And some of you could be getting a little bit of a nudge this month, I feel. Like there might be something happening with this Five of Cups, like I said. I don't think this is anything scary, but I do think it could be something that is a little bit of scary for you. That kind of like motivates you to take action, or motivates you to move in a direction even if you feel like you're not ready. And, but I think you're doing it. Here you go. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups. You have 4 aces, technically 3, because 2 of them are the same, but you have all these aces. I love these readings where a bunch of aces come up. Number one, very positive for new beginnings. The Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing, being very happy. So again, if you're attracting a connection, this would be a very happy connection that overflows. It would also be a connection where there's a lot of peace. The Ace of Cups can be a symbol of peace, and it can just say you're getting into something where, of course, no relationship is perfect. We will never find a prince or a princess of charming. That does not exist, right? We don't live in the movies. So we need to realize that, every rose has its thorn. No one is perfect. We'll never find it. But this is pretty damn close, is what I would say. So, it's like, of course, there will always be issues, but I think that as long as there's a flow, as long as there's equal give and take, who the hell cares? Just keep going. I also get, like, movement here, Aries, but again, that's very obvious to me because, Jupiter in your 4th. With the Knight of Swords, you have the 8 of Cups. I do feel like that you are undergoing personnel changes in your life. I mean personnel as in the people in your life. This has been a long-term theme for you. It's like you have been, the past many years, I think you have been, what has been pointed out to you is the differences between you and other people. This is not like a bad thing. It's just like, you have grown, and there are people that have grown with you. There are other people that have not grown with you. And I feel like you are realizing that you don't have to be mean to those people that haven't grown, but maybe you are going to be spending less time with people who aren't at the same level as you, right? Or people who still have growing to do, right? And, we only have so much time in the day, and we can only spend so much time with so many people. And, to use a business cliche, you are the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, I think that a lot of you could be deciding, like, what? There are certain people that I just cannot spend as much time with, and I need to walk away from those people. And it doesn't mean you're never going to see those people again or anything like that. It just means that you can only spend so much time. And so that's what I would do here. The 8 of Cups is also about not settling. And I feel that a lot of you are no longer willing to settle in connections. He is walking away from something. He is walking away from these 8 cups. They do provide him with something, and he doesn't know where he's walking towards. He's walking into darkness. So, a lot of you could be walking in new directions or walking into darkness here. With the Lovers, you have the 4 Swords. 4 Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering, and healing. I would say this is a very healing connection. So you absolutely could be attracting a connection that kind of like heals you on another level. This could be that this person makes you believe in love again, or maybe this person, helps you understand love on another level. There's a person who's blessing another person in the stained glass window right here, and so I feel for a lot of you that you could be receiving blessings, or there could be blessings coming in for you with the 4 Swords. So, this could be a blessing in the form of a connection, but feels really good. With the Ace of Pentacles, there it is. You have the other ace. You have all 4 aces now, which is freaking amazing here, Aries. Definitely very positive. The Ace of Swords can be a victory. It can also be the truth. But, this could be you charging forward towards success. So this is an amazing reading. I definitely feel you could be charging towards some sort of success. You have this finger. It says, warning you of a problem either now or in the future. Do not ignore problems under Mercury retrograde. If a light is on in your car, take care of it right away. Do not wait, right? That's one of like the unwritten rules of Mercury retrograde. Do not ignore a problem because you bet your ass it'll become a much bigger problem if you don't take care of it right away, right? So again, do not ignore things, and because it'll become a problem. And don't ignore things that you have to do, which actually reminds me, I have to do the registration for my car, right? And I should probably do that right now, because if I don't, I'll forget. And so, again, if there are things that you have to do, even if it's early, right? Like, I don't have to do my registration until August, but it's, I know that Mercury retrograde's coming up, so I should probably do it now instead of waiting, right? And so definitely something to pay attention to, for sure. You have this yoke card that says feeling tied down or frustrated. I feel good about this. I feel like you're setting yourself free with this reading, if anything. So, but I would avoid things that are keeping you frustrated, like anything that you feel like is a burden to you, or that's not even the word that I'm feeling, but anything that you feel has control over you, I think you could be deciding to cut it out of your life. You have this kite card. It says vacation on it. I think that it would be a good time to go on vacation for you or travel. Again, that Jupiter in fourth house energy will be very good for you. Even if you can't go on a vacation, like a staycation, a day trip, anything you can do would be very helpful and healing. You have this tent card. It says temporary situation, Five of Cups. You know, if you're worried about something with that Five of Cups, I really don't know what I wanted to say on that Five of Cups. It was like saying to me that it's almost like something that you don't even want is being taken away from you this month. But that's not even accurate. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know, it's like you might find out, like, that things are changing at work and you have to do your job a different way, right? And the old way is being taken away or, you know, something like that. And I think you need to realize that this is a temporary change, but you also probably didn't even want to do it the old way anyway, right? It's like this is one of those changes where it's like you might just be resisting change. And so I wouldn't worry about it too much. You have this wealth card, so the whole entire reading screams wealth, and there definitely could be some major improvements in wealth. But this looks so good, Aries. I love this. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.